This is a video for the Contract Wars Guides contest. I'm going to be going over close quarters combat techniques for the most popular close quarters combat map in Contract Wars, Bay5. The weapons I've chosen are two very good weapons for close quarters fighting, being the Kedr SMG and the Glock 18 pistol. I want to start this video by going over the guns themselves, why they are great for Bay5, my skill tree, and how it works out with these guns. The Kedr SMG is a very cheap tier 1 SMG that you pretty much get for free at the start of the game during the tutorial. It is also a uniquely statted and highly effective close quarters combat weapon, having the highest mobility in the game, high fire rate, and very low recoil. The skill tree I use on my main, and the one I'm using for demonstration in this video, I call the Maxed Gun Stat Gunsmith tree, because it picks up pretty much every skill that gives your guns additional stats, and it is spec'd to Gunsmith, giving an extra 10 damage to all my guns and killstreak benefits. I also have 25 shell mortars, which can be very devastating when put in a good spot, and armor detection, which puts an icon above someone when they have armor. I use armor detection to see where people move behind walls after I shoot them, and also to judge how many bullets it'll take to kill someone. The Kedr is kind of low damage, so you need more bullets for armor. On my Kedr, I have 82 accuracy, 1 recoil. Due to the close range you'll be playing at in Bay5, the accuracy usually won't have much of an impact. If you have the 1.3 times accuracy while aiming with aiming stance, the skill in sniper, like I do, if you stand still and hold shift, you can get up to basically 100 accuracy. I really recommend making your Kedr unbreakable as well. It's really cheap, it's like 12 GP, and it's very good to have with the Kedr because the accuracy will drop really fast because you'll be shooting a lot of bullets. The Kedr is unique in that it's the only high fire rate weapon in CW that has 1 recoil. I get 1 recoil on it while it's W-tasked, and I have all the minus recoil skills in Contract Wars, as well as max gunsmith skills, which lets me get all the extra benefits out of the Kedr W-task. Even without the gunsmith skills, I recommend using the Kedr with the task on, because it increases accuracy and the damage loss won't hurt you much if you get a lot of headshots. The recoil is too low to activate fire stabilization before you run out of ammo, unless you aim down sights. So fire stab isn't really needed to be good with the Kedr. One of the Kedr's shortfallings is its low base damage. I have a total of plus 29 damage on my main weapons, 15 from the assault skills, 4 from the clan rentable, and 10 with the gunsmith clan skill since I'm a gunsmith class. It is enough damage to be able to kill someone with like 5 or so rounds to the chest if they have armor on, but you only need 2 or 3 if they don't. With the Kedr, headshots are really important, and you may not have the same firepower as other players do. However, if you miss, thanks to the Kedr's very high fire rate and low recoil, you can still put up a fight and put a lot of rounds into someone quickly. The Kedr only has 20 penetration, which means facing someone with armor, you may need many more bullets than someone who doesn't have armor. I have the plus 5 fire rate skill, and so my Kedr has a fire rate of 97. It's really high, even without that skill, and it's great for the tightness of Bay5. It complements the rest of the gun stats very well, allowing you to put a lot of round into someone's head or body very fast. I get 170 mobility on my Kedr with the W-task on, from max scout mobility and gunsmith benefits. It's really high mobility, and it's really powerful for a small map like Bay5. It lets you run from a fight really fast, or run to a fight very fast. And it lets you strafe enemy fire very efficiently. It can also help with knifing people by letting you move behind them and, like, you know, sneaking. You can run a lot faster than other players, so going behind them with a knife will let you stab them in the back, catching up to them. The high mobility can also help you run away from grenades, unless, you know, they get thrown from the other side of the map and explode on you without you even being able to react, in which case, the mobility won't help. Finally, my Kedr has 92 reload, having all the different plus reload skills in the game, which is really beneficial to it because you can empty mags really fast with a high fire rate if you aren't careful, and you also need to reload during a fight with more than one person, like this. Learning when you should reload is important, and the Kedr shoots fast enough to maintain a combo like a triple kill, if you have to reload in between kills. Other stats on the Kedr include its range, the damage dropping off after 40 meters with both range skills. You usually won't go past that range in a small map like Bay5. My Kedr has 10 mags due to the +2 mag skill from Destroyer and 20 capacity for mag, so the Kedr has 200 total rounds, which, it isn't the kind of gun you want to go crazy on, pro kill everyone, and Bay5 isn't the kind of map for that kind of stuff either. Due to the ammo count, you want to use maximum, you want to aim for a maximum of 10 bullets per person, so you can stay by the pro kill average. If you want to find out how many bullets you should end up using per person with a gun, then you just take the total amount of bullets and divide it by 20 so you can see the pro kill average for the amount of rounds you have. You can easily empty a whole mag on someone due to the Kedr's fire rate, so you really want to be careful not to spray it. Some attributes of the Kedr that aren't in stats includes really fast aim-down sight speed, which is great for getting headshots in someone that might be hard to aim at with crosshairs, or using fire stab efficiently. It's also good for longer ranges. The Kedr also has a very fast switch speed, both in switching out and switching to it. The switch to speed is important for knifing, as that speed determines how fast you can knife again after swinging, and the Kedr is one of the best switch to speeds of any main weapon. Pairing it with the unbeaten mobility makes the Kedr pretty much the best knifing primary in Contract Wars. It also has very good spread for its bullets. It's kind of hard to explain what I mean by this, but basically the bullet spread on the Kedr kind of tends itself to move a bit downwards of the crosshair, and that lets you get a lot more headshots more frequently. Next, the Glock 18. I have it tasked. It's 15 pro kills or so. It's meh, but it's pretty similar to how the Kedr works. I won't go over the stats in detail, but I do get +10 damage on it from Gunsmith, so it goes up to 94 damage. The Glock 18 is a very popular pistol, and for good reason. It's unique as a pistol in that it has a very high fire rate and very high capacity magazine. The Glock isn't as accurate as the Kedr, and it has less reload and mobility as well. The damage drop-off starts at 15 meters, which can come into play on Bay5. It is very good, however, in close quarters, because of its ability to just put a lot of bullets into the air very fast. Aiming for heads is a good bit harder with it, so I usually just hip fire spray with it or aim down sights at a longer range. I recommend using it when you have no more primary ammo, or if the Kedr's reload is just not fast enough in a certain situation and you need to finish off someone very quickly. Don't spam bullets too much, same as the Kedr. Stay at a closer range to the enemy to put more bullets into them, and this pistol can get very effective in Bay5. There's a lot of different things you should do to be effective in close quarters. You need to be good at using your eyes and your ears to locate the enemy, either by gunfire or footsteps or by crouching noises. There are multiple areas where sound becomes very important in Bay5, being the different places where there is metal tubing players can scout. By tubing, I mean, shipping crates. It's really good to figure out where someone may be based on the direction and the loudness of the noise. I recommend a good pair of headphones and just practice listening to what footsteps at different distances sound like for you, until you get comfortable with your own volume setup. Eyes are important for spying out people that might be camping and remaining stationary. The best way to learn camping spots in Bay5 really is just play the map and get used to them. You can also see underneath the white trucks, so you know that the pair of legs under there means there's an enemy coming. It's also useful to keep an eye out for the deadly flying black cylinders called grenades. Grenades are very dangerous on Bay5, and I usually find myself getting more than half my total deaths in the map just from grenades. Generally, it's a good idea to move around a lot, since a player who you just killed that respawns might throw a grenade near the place they died to try and kill you. I would also try and stay out of spawns, only going near them for a little to look out for or kill players, since spawns are very popular for grenades. If you are a really good player, you are likely to die from grenades a ton, because the enemy will always respawn with them and there's no penalty to spamming them once they are bought. There's a really useful skill in Destroyer that'll put a red dot on your HUD on a grenade if it's near enough that it'll hurt you. It'll show you grenades you can't see directly as well, like ones behind walls, so you don't turn the corner and run into a full grenade blast. Sadly, the skill is less useful when a player with a maxed out grenade tosses it from one end of the map to the other, and since the grenade timer is pretty short, the grenades tend to explode right in your face, killing you instantly. So, you know, totally skill-based play right there. Only good players can get kills with grenades, let me tell you. It's generally a really good idea to keep moving on Bay5 and to strafe during gunfights. However, if you pause for a very short amount of time and hold shift, you can get off a very accurate burst very quickly due to the high fire rate of the Kedr, allowing you to get headshots very fast. And that's really the main goal of the Kedr, is to get a lot of headshots, although it isn't bad when it comes to normal kills, and it maintains some decent accuracy while keeping low recoil if you go into a full auto on someone. You want to kill someone either from behind or fast enough so they can't fire back, but if you do get into a gunfight, it's a good idea to fire while strafing. Holding shift while moving will also lower the extent of the cone of fire on the Kedr while moving, which will allow you to put a lot of bullets with fair accuracy into the enemy in close quarters. I tend to aim down sights less with the Kedr because the hipfire bursting is very accurate. However, aim down sights increases your accuracy by a lot and allows fire stabilization to also mitigate recoil if you have that skill. This is generally something you have to feel out for yourself until you're comfortable with when you should or shouldn't aim down sights. However, aiming down sights is very beneficial for killing players who are farther away, as it's harder to aim for heads at those distances. Now, combine the use of the sounds the enemy makes and the Kedr's potency of headshots and fast kills, and you have a very powerful setup for playing in close quarters.